Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. My name is Rosalia Shiweva, and you watching our YouTube channel, Rosalia Shiweva Official. And today I'm joined by the lovely
Miziki.
from the YouTube channel Ziki Media.
Ziki Media, yes.
Tell us about your YouTube channel.
Well, my YouTube channel is current affairs. As you know, I cover SADC news at work. So I decided to start a channel where I share my own views, on political situation in SADC. So it's called Ziki Media.
All right. I'm so happy to be here and discuss with you.
I'm so excited.
All right. Let's get into the video. Today we are talking about our experience in China. Currently we are shooting in Beijing, China. I want to start with this question. For how long have you been in China?
Well, I've been in China for a couple of years now, more than 5 years. I'll just put it at that. Okay.
All right. And for average, how would you say it? Has it been a good experience, or what would you say about your experience in China this far?
Well, I would say it has been mixed. I have had mixed experiences, the good, the bad, and the in between. Like anywhere else where you can go in the world, you'll find yourself that when you come to China, the number one thing is language barrier. When you start to be here, the language barrier will frustrate you so much that if you survive the first year, the second year, then you're good to go. Because
Right.
language is a huge problem in China when you are just arriving. Because you cannot understand, where are they telling you to go or to sit? Are they telling you that they need your passport or they don't? What exactly are they trying to communicate with you? Because everybody cannot speak English. You get it? So that has been on the great about the first challenge that I faced. However, going further into life, into everything else that I started to do in terms of myself starting to study, to understand the culture, to understand how the people live. By the way, I did intercultural communication.
Right.
You understand? So I
Yes.
began to know about them. This is when I started to know their culture, their language, how they live. So after that, it became very easy for me.
All right, that's good. Yeah, culture. You will be in China and you also experience culture shock or something. Can you
Oh my
say
God.
one thing that you feel you're still adjusting to in
Food.
terms of culture? Right, the food,
The
Chinese
food
food.
and also the attitude of Chinese. They're very unpredictable if you don't understand their culture. You will do some things that you think like, well, this is just normal in my country. I can just say, hey, come here, like this. To them, it can be very offensive. You get it? So I'm still trying to figure out what exactly they are like. In my country, we say "Vane hasha dziripa manza," meaning they're easily offended that much. They are very cool people, very quiet, very timid, very sheepish. But it's just here. It's a matter of you just doing like this.
Yeah.
Then you trigger everything. So I'm still trying to figure out like why. Why is it like this? I mean, you know.
Yes.
So that aspect I'm still failing to understand.
Right. Yeah, that is quite an interesting and a new perspective, I believe. Yeah. Sometimes Chinese culture or people in general might not be so predictable, I would say. All right, Miss Ziki. So have you tried some Chinese food? What food are you now able to eat from Chinese
Well,
food?
let me tell you something about the food. When they first came to China, I was like so choosy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't eat this one. I eat fried chicken. I eat cooked rice. But guess what?
What?
I started going for noodles, for chicken, for pork. Well,
Everything.
I was so
Yeah.
hungry.
Yeah.
I was so hungry because in the beginning I was so choosy. I was like, well, I'll be cooking like this. But no,
Yeah.
I eat noodles.
Yes.
I have eaten all manner of things.
Yes.
Because I have to survive. I have to eat. But
What-
however, they do have some very special Chinese dishes. I'll tell you this. Very special, like the hot pot. The hot pot is one of my favorites. The hot pot is the perfect. This is one of my favorite Chinese food, okay? And recently I was introduced to something called malatang.
Malatang. Okay.
Malatang.
Yes.
Oh
yes.
my God.
Malatang. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Soup with a lot of vegetables
Soup with a
and
lot of vegetables
yeah,
and
you eat like-
everything in it.
yes. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, over the years, how has your life changed? Do you think China has impacted you in a way?
Greatly, immensely.
Yeah.
Oh, it really changed my life immensely. You understand? One thing we should never run away from is that most of us people who came to China were running from some sort of economic problem or economic challenge coming here. So when we came here and then we started gaining a little bit of some money and it really changed our lives. You understand?
Yes.
It really. So if someone who has seen me maybe 10 years before now, maybe is this the real me, Ziki? I'm like, yeah, it's me. You understand? So in a greater part, China has really changed my life because I've also been able to remit some little change to my family back home to take care of themselves. You understand? So, by the way, I'm from Zimbabwe.
Oh, yes, you didn't mention the
I'm from
mighty
Zimbabwe. So, I mean,
Zimbabwe.
you understand the situation that I'm talking about. I wouldn't want to butter myself like to try to run away from my situation. No, really, China has helped me a lot in terms of the way I view the world, in terms of relations, in terms of interacting with people, in terms of understanding what is important in life. China has really put me in that position where I understand that, well, it's not every time that you need to be just playing around. When you're in China, you need to make sure that you are smart, you think outside the box, you do what you have to do. Because the situation just has to be done in that way.
Wow, that is really a great point. You need to think outside of the box. Share with us, Miss Ziki, what do you like about China? Maybe two things.
The first important thing that I love about China is their resilience. How they love themselves, how they believe in themselves. Chinese believe in themselves. Chinese believe that if they're an engineer, is the best engineer in the world. If the person is a scientist, they believe they are the best scientist in the world. If she's a teacher, she believes she's the best teacher in the world. They believe in their abilities and their capabilities. So that I really admire them. You understand? This is a country where you find that I am very much learned. I'm into media. You would expect that they would take me to work for them. But guess
Yes.
what? They'll take their own
They'll take
because
their
they
own.
believe their own is the best to cover whatever is theirs is Chinese. Their own is the best person to tell their story, to write their story, to understand their story, contrary to us, where we believe foreign things are the
Yes.
best things. Therefore, I may go back to my country as a learned woman with my degrees and whatever I have.
Yes.
Then they might look at me like, what does she know? And then they'll have to hire a foreigner to do the thing that I can do. We have a lot of graduates who are coming here to study and go, but they go back, they can't find nothing. Contrary to the Chinese, when they go and study abroad, they come back here, they are taken into the system because they believe they are the best. You get my point?
Right.
So I believe that
Yes.
for the Chinese, what they do is they
Believe
believe in
in
themselves.
themselves.
So this also I can bring you back like they're taking it from a perspective where they're coming from, where they're saying that, well, they suffered a lot.
Right.
They suffered a lot in history. They really
Yes.
suffered a lot, but their transformation was so fast that you can't believe that in just a short space of time they were able to transform their lives simply because they said, well, we have the people, maybe we might not have the big money to pay foreigners, let's do it ourselves. So they organized themselves, put their engineers, their scientists, their teachers together and said, let's build our country, and they did it. So I love the Chinese spirit of working hard, of believing in themselves.
That's a great point, believing in themselves. Do
Yes.
you have any other point that you like about Chinese?
The number two thing, they work very hard and they save money. I mean, I just need to mention that
Yes.
Chinese will save money. They know
Yes.
how to save a cent and buy a car. That is the Chinese thing.
Wow.
That is why you find that when you're coming out of the subway, you see them selling a very well dressed woman like this selling an apple for 1 yuan.
Yes. Wow.
They believe in saving money. You save today for future, and the money that they're saving today is not for them.
It's
It's
for
for their
them,
grandchildren.
their
They're using
generation.
the money that they have been saved for them as well. So it's generational wealth that they do. So I love that aspect of Chinese. Yes.
Wow, wow. That is really insightful, Miss Ziki. Right, in the final words, what would you say to anyone who is coming to China?
Right now in 2024,
Yes.
things have changed a little bit better. I mean, the changes that have come now, they're for the better for those who are coming in now,
Yes.
compared to when we came here.
Yes.
10 years ago, years ago,
Yes. Yes.
things have really changed for them. You understand?
Right.
Now they can come here with their degrees. There are now some ways that have been opened for people to actually apply and get into the system and work very well and everything. Also educated. Also, we've paved the way. We have suffered the discrimination ourselves.
Yes.
We have suffered all the bad things. We've suffered, and
Yes.
we've cleared ways so that they're now tolerant of
Yes.
black people.
Of black
Yeah,
people.
they're not
Yes.
tolerant. So we have paved the way for anyone who's coming. But all I can tell you is, if you want to come to any foreign country, regardless of whether it's China,
Yes.
it's UK anyway, be prepared.
Yes.
China is not an easy country like that. Just be prepared. Make sure that you are prepared enough. You've got enough funds to foot yourself until you're on your foot.
Yes.
Be prepared that when you come here, you're going to find everything very different. Chinese laws are very strict. They're not where you say, I've got rights. I can start jumping here and singing and start, bouncing myself because I've got rights. I've got right to wear whatever. No. In China, there are strict rules that you have to abide for. So when you're coming here, just know that you're going to a country who have got laws, who are strict with their laws, and you have to abide by their laws. In other countries, I can go to UK right now because do whatever. Because I've got rights.
Yes, I have
my
got
rights have been.
rights. My right.
No, in China, you follow the rules.
Follow the rules.
So when you're preparing to come here, it's a good place to be.
Yeah.
For those of you business minded,
Yes.
anyone who want to just try something new, anything.
Yes.
China is a package.
Yes.
Everything you find it here.
Wow, thank you, Miss Ziki.
You're
And
welcome.
there you have it from
There
Ziki
you
Media. Please go and subscribe to her YouTube channel. Say that we're coming from
Anyway,
Rosalia's channel.
Yeah. I'm coming from Rosie. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Rosie, for having me. And those of you who love football, by the way, I am a football analyst, a sports analyst. So you can find me all things you do with football. Thank you so much, Rosie. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, and bye-bye.